laid out for us. We hope you'll hang in with us all the way through it. Starting off this morning, we have our distinguished guest in front of the court, Mr. Dean. Mr. McCann, the pledges, please, sir.
In Isaiah, it says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you." And some translators think it's better translated, "The nation is in perfect peace because it trusts in you." So, Lord, we humbly come. And we know there are a lot of governmental agencies that just roll in with all their opinions and start their agenda, but we're so thankful that here we get a chance to stop and acknowledge you and say that we're serving, so we're trusting you to give us wisdom to lead. Lord, keep this county in perfect peace, for our mind is stayed on you this morning. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Mr. Rico, thank you, sir, very much. Well, again, good morning. The time is 9:01. We do have a quorum, so we will call this meeting of Commissioners Court to order. Are there any citizens' comments?
No, sir.
Next item is court announcements, of which we have none to give today. So we'll move to item 1, which is consider and take action on minutes of previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on April the 15th, 2025. Were there any additions or amendments?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we approve the minutes from the Commissioners Court regular session April 15, 2025 as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and seconded by Commissioner Spivey to approve the minutes of April the 15th, 2025 as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item number 2 is consider and take action to appoint Dr. John Schnell, MD, to the position of Henderson County Health Authority. And court, it's been many years since we have had an individual that has been willing to step up and be a part of the observation of disease and to provide insight, someone that is truly actually a county health authority. Texas Health and Safety Code 121 allows for county governments, municipal government, to appoint a health authority to give guidance and to have some regulatory powers for a 2-year term. And the individual that we have here today, Dr. Schnell, is known to many and all in this county. I have worked with him now for 4 or 5 years, 6 years, and through his dealings with the UT Health in the emergency room. Dr. Schnell has been a valuable voice as we have worked through the last 6 years concerning our mental health in this county that I have had vision to. Dr. Schnell is an individual that is driven. He is a family man, which he has here with him today, and still furthering his education. I don't know where he gets the time to what he does, but he has shown an interest in this, and if one thing we learned over the last 4 or 5 years, having the knowledge and individuals willing to serve, especially in the health area, is something that we can't have enough of. So I would like to introduce to the court Dr. Schnell and offer him up for discussion with the court. And Dr. Schnell, if you would, please come forward, and we appreciate your time and effort that you've given to us.
Well, thank you for the opportunity and for discussing the matter. I think when people are healthy, that they're happy, and this would also formalize being part of the UT Health System and the emergency department, where we're seeing diseases and injuries coming in, and recognizing those patterns and being able to take that knowledge and project it onto the community to help the community at large be safe and protected and know how to plan for the future. So.
Well, I will say that this is a position that the doctor did not seek out on his own. It's one that we have been trying to have filled for a number of years now. In court, we will be happy to answer any questions that you have concerning this position. Well, if there are none, Doctor, would you mind introducing your family to the court? And there's
sure.
a great deal of people here today in support of you in this, more than our usual contingent of folks in the county.
Sure, and I have, there's UT colleagues here as well, so yeah.
Please, you have the floor.
So I guess starting with my family, Shauna is my wife, and we have 6 children. There's Holly and Ben, Lauren, and Brianna sitting next to her, and Brandon and John, and then my parents are in between them. And then we have our UT colleagues as well, Buddy and Lauren, and the quality and quality team and ER team as well. So.
Well, you do have that. Buddy, if you would, come forward. I'm going to throw you into the fire here and part of this discussion. You and I have had many conversations about Dr. Snell and the work of that ER. Brag a little bit on him.
Still your microphone, or I'm going to have to yell. I've been able to work with, I'm coming up on 3 years here as the administrator at UT Health. I've been working with Dr. Snell the whole entire time. Not only is he our medical director, but you're right, he's pursuing another master's degree in business through Dartmouth University. He's actually even implemented, as part of that program to get his MBA, he had to submit a project, and his project was accepted by the rest of the class of Dartmouth that he's in right now for the MBA program. And they flew out and met with us over at the hospital in terms of what this project looks like and how to move healthcare forward within our community. Dr. Snell has always stepped up, like I said, as our medical director, both here and Cedar Creek Lake. So our plans to expand out Cedar Creek Lake, Dr. Snell is heavily involved in it and how patients will move through the system and how to improve the health for everyone in Henderson County. So it is with great pleasure that Dr. Snell is willing, and you guys are willing to have him appointed to this position.
Yeah. We had a late entry into the room. Our esteemed colleague from Net Health, come forward. Net Health is at the center point of disease surveillance that we've been involved with since 2020, much longer than that, but very intensely since 2020, and has been a part of this discussion with the county finding a individual for this position. And if you would, introduce to the public and tell them the importance of this position.
Sure. So I'm George Roberts. I'm the CEO of the Northeast Texas Public Health District. Pleasure to be here today. And one of the things is, as a result of during the pandemic, we said Henderson County really needs its own health authority. And so Judge McKinney and Commissioners, I was just thrilled when Dr. Snell reached out to me one day and said, hey, I'd like to partner more, I'd like to do some more things. And we brought up the whole conversation about Henderson County Health Authority. He said, I may be interested in that. And so that's where these conversations all stem. But it's just a real blessing that he has stepped forward with his, obvious interest in emergency medicine, as well as his work at Dartmouth that Buddy talked about here, to come forth and basically serve in this particular role. Your county needs a local health authority. You're right at 100,000 people right now. So you really need the services of a gentleman like this to help you in the days ahead. So we're glad to have Dr. Snell here. We at the Northeast Texas Public Health District appreciate the partnership that we've had with you guys for 20-plus years now, I think, Judge McKinney.
Close.
So we're grateful to be a part of this, and thank you for this opportunity to be here today. And congratulations, Dr. Snell. Appreciate it.
Court, after the presentation that you've received in the testimony, are there any questions at this time from the court?
I'll just throw something out. So during the pandemic, we were relying on net health,
Net Health and
CDC.
HHSC.
Department of State Health Services.
Thank you.
You've had a health authority that's been the regional director for the Department of State Health Services. So it's, that individual, that medical director covers a multitude of other counties. The county that does not have a local health authority, de facto health authority is the regional director. And Dr. Huff covers many counties right now. So the fact that you have your own position is a real, benefit for Henderson County.
So then if we get in another pandemic, will we rely on Dr. Snell?
That is correct.
And in the Northeast Texas.
Yes.
We'll be working hand in hand and also with folks at UT and other people as well. Having a local health authority will be a huge benefit for the region.
We get a response back quicker?
Instead of N of 30 or 40, you have an N of 1 right there. So
Yes.
and somebody who's invested in this community. So this is a big deal.
And the example I will bring is that there was one order that we had to have written during that period that had to come from Austin. It was something that couldn't be done locally. It had to come from Austin. And what this does is this brings it up closer to where we know the individual that we're working with, we can have direct discussions with and play more of a role in the disease surveillance. I mean, we see the news now on the measles that's going around, and is actually, if it gets too much larger, is actually be re-recognized as a viable virus, whereas before, we pretty much had it stamped out in the continental United States. But those type of things, having this capability, this experience, this expertise involved, and especially is in the relationship that we have with the organizations and the doctor, it's a win-win from my perspective anyway, knowing what we've been through in the past, and gives us a little closer to the individuals that have the knowledge and the ones that we've worked with on any measures. Well, if there's nothing further,
I say local, free. So move to approve.
I'll second the motion.
have a motion by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Richardson to appoint Dr. John Schnell as the Henderson County Health Authority. Is there any further discussion on this matter? Any other input? I do want to say, Doctor, thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for how you have worked with us in other areas, and to the staff that is supported. It's not very often with these ladies here with UT Health in the emergency room are valued partners with us, and we want to thank you all for your work. We thank in meetings, but I want to really thank publicly the partnership that we have with your department in handling some of our OPCs and some call the mental health epidemic. But last year we had 108 commitments that came out of our court, and the vast majority of those were through the ER. So thank you very much for that as well. So, Court, if there's no further comments, all those in favor of the motion? It passes unanimously. Dr. Schnell, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. All right, item number 3, consider and take action on a request from Keep Athens Beautiful to fund a $4,000 recycling grant. Court, some of you will remember we have partnered with Keep Athens Beautiful previously on several occasions to help sponsor and be a part of their efforts in recycling. Excuse me, this morning, we have Ms. Carol Morton with us, that is with Keep Athens Beautiful, and has made this request that we participate in the program again this year. And Ms. Morton is here to answer any questions, or if I can't, she can. Are y'all familiar with our past involvement? Y'all recollect? Had set up over in the judicial parking lot as a part of their efforts. Ms. Morton, would you mind coming forward?
When we did this in the past, was it countywide or is this citywide?
This will be countywide.
Open to the entire county.
Open to the entire
I
county?
want it to be countywide because 9 times out of 10, they're out in the county roads, even though the city guys are out picking up and stuff, we're bringing them in from everywhere. So I'd rather it be countywide, less for your guys and the city guys to have to pick up when they're out and about picking up the areas.
Do you have a number on how many were collected last year?
Last year it was down a little bit. We did about 900, but we averaged 1,200 to 2,000 tires a time, at least, and probably 2,500 in electronics, which we partner with the Rotary Club in doing that, and we do them on the same day. So one-stop shop kind of thing over at the judicial parking lot. And it has worked out perfectly for us to do it there. And then the sheriff also gives us labor to help load those nasty tires. Bless their hearts. I provide them lots of water.
Over the years, you've learned some lessons.
Oh,
in doing
absolutely,
things.
yes. Yeah, and we will limit the number of tires individuals come in. One year, I pulled up and there was 3 trailer loads full, and it was a gal trying to close down her racetrack, bumper car racetrack, or whatever it was. And we can't do that and make it fair to the rest of the citizens of the county. So we'll limit it probably 10 to 20 tires per person. And we can't take the big tires. We can only take truck tires and car tires.
Passenger vehicle tires?
Pardon me?
Passenger vehicle tires?
Yes, sir.
And this event's to take place
June 14th.
June 14th.
Yeah, and we'll do 8 until we're full. The recycling, the electronics part will start at 9, but I'm going to start at 8.
Well, I know if we can get rid of 12 to 1,500 tires, that's $3 to $5 a piece is what it costs us to get rid of them.
Right.
So you're looking at $4,000 to $6,000 for us to get rid of them when we had to pick them up on the roads. We'd probably pick that many up.
Exactly.
In a day, right?
No, not in a day.
Almost. I've seen
We
them.
probably could. Does this money come out of, where does this money come from?
Ms. Mo.
I'm not sure where we're taking it.
Does it come from sanitation? Where have we usually brought it from?
I think we brought it from sanitation.
I don't remember the last time we did this. I don't remember.
I think it was, well, I think
On one
Commissioner
occa-
Thomas
on
was here.
one occasion, we did take it from sanitation. Another occasion, we each, previously when I was commissioner, each one of the road and bridge departments put forth $1,000. You know, there's been several variations of that, and it was all depending upon what we had available at the time.
I will tell you, I'm getting lots of calls already, so.
Sorry?
I'm getting calls. People want to get rid of them the right way, so.
Court, further questions?
Will you make up some flyers and get them to us?
Absolutely.
So we can
I kind of have a mock-up, but I've done something like this. It will be all over Facebook, and I'll work with the paper to get it in the paper also. I already have an event because I've already got the electronics going. So there's already an event out on Facebook, so.
Where will this be at?
Over at the judicial building parking lot.
Okay.
They'll bring in the trailer the night before, and then usually it goes out Monday morning.
Well, Ms. Morton, we appreciate your efforts, and because you have done so much, not only for the city, but there have been projects that you've done for the county in association that the county has received much benefit from. I'll remind everyone about the entrance at the fairgrounds. You know, that was done through a grant with Keep Athens Beautiful, and y'all continue to do more projects than I can even recount here today. So we appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Court, if there's no further discussion, we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey and second by Commissioner McCann to approve the request from Keep Athens Beautiful to fund $4,000 recycling grant. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Item number 4, consider and take action on a donation of $7,500 from AKC Reunite for the adoption and training of the explosive detection canine Atticus. And I believe we have our chief deputy with us here this morning to discuss. Chief Adcock, what have we got going?
Good morning, Court. Last several years, we've had several incidents where we've had to utilize a canine to help clear bomb threats. One at Brownsboro schools, another major one that shut down county government was at the courthouses a few years ago where I think the buildings were shut down for the majority of the day. So since that point, the sheriff saw a need where normally we utilize ATF's dog, and the closest one is out of Dallas. And if that one's not available, our next closest one's San Antonio or El Paso. So he's did research and started this pilot project on getting a explosive detection canine here for the sheriff's office. And so this dog will be trained in explosives. It'll also be trained in patrol. We can also utilize this doing crime scene work, looking for firearms evidence. So it's going to be, this dog's going to be used quite a bit around here. One, it's going to save time. It's going to be a safety factor for the public around here for us to respond quicker. So this donation's for adoption and training of Atticus.
Court, questions? The individual, the organization that is donating the animal, AKC Reunite, are they a local organization?
No, sir, I believe they're out of state. I don't know.
Out of state?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where is this animal? Is it out of state right now?
He's in North Carolina right now attending training.
Any further questions or comments? Entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner Tooley to accept the donation of $7,500 from AKC Reunite for the adoption and training of the explosives detection canine Atticus. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thanks, Chief. Next item is item number 5, consider and take action on a request from Henderson County Sheriff's Office to allow Deputy Jared Mills to travel to Harmony, North Carolina for training at Highland Canine for explosive detection and certification with Canine Atticus. These dates are May 17th through June the 13th of 2025. Chief?
Yeah, this is when Atticus gets done with his training. Deputy Mills is going to have to go out there and conduct further training with him so he learns exactly what the dog knows and how to handle him and detect what the dog's detecting.
Court, questions?
And this is nearly a month-long training?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCann and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the request from the Sheriff's Department to allow Deputy Jared Mills to travel to Harmony, North Carolina for training at Highland Canine Explosive Detection and the certification with Canine Atticus. Dates May 17th through June the 13th of 2025. All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Item number 6, consider and take action on amendment to the owner-engineer agreement, amendment number 3, with KSA Engineers Incorporated concerning the ARPA water systems generator. Ms. Vaughn.
Good morning, Court. So this is the ARPA Water System Generators Project. This is an amendment to, with KSA. We are switching from the Amwell water well generator from the 350 kilowatt to the 400 kilowatts, is what I assume for KW. It's decreasing the agreement by $12,300.
With us, we have Danny Hayes with KSA, and you met with us in workshop 2 weeks ago. If you would, please come forward and expound upon Ms. Vaughn.
We've got a couple of things here. As we've discussed in workshops and previous Commissioners Court meetings, the AMWA generators that were originally part of our project, 2 of the 3 have been removed because they were funded through TDM grants that City of Athens had applied for and received. The remaining one was their water well there on site by the water plant. There'd been a change in that from 350 kW to 400 kW, and the combined changes of removing some of that from our scope, the change with respect to the 350 to 400 also had a change, and it's the next item on the agenda is a change order. So the net adjustment of that to our contract is a decrease of $12,300.
Court, questions?
I was looking in the backup, and I think there may be an error on D, because it says decrease 12,300, and then it says to 27,000. It should be 727,000, I believe.
On D.
by looking at-
Okay, so that is referencing the that in item D there where it says decreasing, it's decreasing the construction administration line item of our fee by $12,300 to an amount of 27,700. So if you were to take our original fee, would be 27,700 plus 12,300, which I think was, let me do the math, 40. So we're reducing it from 40.
I was making sure that was correct.
Yes, yeah. The net impact to get to the 727,700 of the total contract value is that decrease of 12,300. It's just going to reflect a line item change from 40,000 to 27,700.
Are there further questions or comments? Well, concerning this, Mr. Hayes, we appreciate KSA's efforts in this very much. Keep this project moving forward.
Yes.
Court, if there's no further questions, we'll entertain a motion with the judge's authorization to sign.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the amendment to the owner-engineer agreement, amendment number 3, with KSA Engineers Incorporated for the ARPA water system generator projects, with the judge's authorization to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. The next item continues along the same subject matter, which is number 7, consider and take action on change order number 2 for ARPA water system generators with KSA and Duplachain Contractors, LLC. Ms. Vaughn?
Good morning, Court. Just as Mr. Hayes had stated, this is the change order with Duplachain. And again, we're just decreasing it by $12,300. Oh, increasing, I'm so sorry. Increasing it by $12,300.
Mr. Hayes, anything you want to add to it?
No, this is, again, just as we discussed and was presented in a workshop 2 weeks ago. This is to reflect that change from 350 kW to 400 kW, specific to the Generac branding of the generator.
This is Athens or Amwell,
This is the Amwell water well generator that is still in this contract.
and are they Amwell paying this?
That's what the 12,300 decrease to our fee was for, to offset that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion with the judge's authorization to sign.
So moved to approve.
Second motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the change order number 2, ARPA water system generators with KSA and Duplachain Contractors LLC with the judge's authorization to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Thank you both.
Thank you, Court.
Item number 8 is consider and take action on updating the Henderson County Radio System MOUs agreement. Court, what you have here before you are 2 MOUs that are the governing documentation between the county and the users of the system. I'll ask Mr. Vincent if he would please come forward and expound upon it, because we previously had a set of MOUs and it was time to update them. Jeff?
Correct. So we started MOUs when we started the system, just so that we have an understanding with the entity that's on the system. And periodically, those need to be updated. We've made some changes to our billing cycles. We've added a couple of things for administration sides. And we also added a second MOU that is a non-law enforcement, non-public safety entity, because we actually have one of those coming online now, which is Crossroads ISD. And we didn't have one of those at the time because we haven't had anybody that wasn't public safety oriented be on the system. So, like I said, it was just time to update and then add that MOU for the ISDs.
Commissioner McCann, you've been part of these discussions as a part of the radio committee. Anything you want to add to it?
I think he made a good statement on it. It's just something we need to get out there. It just governs our radio system, so all the entities that are on board with us know what our rules and regulations are. If you've read through it, there aren't that many changes from the old one. It's just some minor changes from the old one. So I think it just needs to be gotten out to them so they can get on and we can get the system going, running like it's been running and was intended to run.
Yes, sir.
One of the projects that has been held up with this because of these is getting the grant radios pushed out to the fire departments. Now that we have our updated MOUs, those can get pushed out, their program ready to go. We were waiting on this to happen. And the other one was changing to the pagers that the county provides.
Yes, sir. With all of the changes in the fire departments that's going on countywide, it's going to affect that as well. So since we were already updating MOUs for not specifically Crossroads ISD, but for the non-public safety entities, and we went ahead and updated the current one for public safety as well. And like I said, it's all minor changes. As far as audit goes, we went from quarterly billing to yearly billing. Changing some of the pager options, not options, but maximums, and then adding some email addresses throughout there for people to contact us via email instead of phone or something like that.
We'll say the county attorney's office, Ms. Strong, has reviewed these and has given his stamp of approval as well. Be happy to answer any questions you may have.
So does Henderson County own East Texas Interoperability Network?
Yes, sir. Every radio system has a name, so that's just what we came up
That's
with.
fine.
Yes, sir.
We own that. And then how many entities right now do we have on our system?
A bunch.
Like over 50?
Well, we dispatch for 40 entities from Henderson County Dispatch, and then you've got 7 Points, Athens, and Gun Barrel that we don't dispatch for. So just about every entity in the county, as far as public safety goes, is on the system, plus several ISD PDs.
Yeah, so we already have ISDs on there?
We have ISD PDs on there. So Maybank ISD has their own police department. They're on the system. Crossroads will be the first school district that does not have their own police department to be on the system. They have a school resource officer assigned by the sheriff's office, but they don't have their own police department.
And then how many can that whole system, a bunch?
A bunch, yes, sir. We are not anywhere near capacity on this system.
I have no other further questions.
Any other questions? And what we're doing here is passing are approving these MOUs in form so that they will be sent out and filled out by the users of the system and sent back for then signature for the sheriff and myself on these documents. So we're approving these in form to be sent out with the authorization for all the signatures once they come back in. That way the court has done its duty in developing and agreeing with what the MOU says, and then the sheriff and myself will sign as they come in. Much like we do our tax agreements and the way we do the Rural Fire Protection agreements. Any further questions? If not, entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve updated Henderson County Radio System MOU agreement with all signatures once returned.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCammon, and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the updating of the Henderson County Radio System MOU agreements and authorizing all necessary signatures for completion. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Thanks, sir. Item number 9, consider and take action to order county auditor to perform audits and issue reports of certain emergency service districts pursuant to Health and Safety Code Chapter 775.082. And court, we began this discussion back in December of the statutory requirements of emergency service districts to annually file their financials. And when we first started looking at this, we had about 2.2 million in total that had not been reported on. And we had much discussion about it, if you'll remember. We took some actions that gives the court some authorities, and we also requested of these entities to get up to date because we had been asking for these financials since 2001. And over the last 4 months, we have actually had the majority of the ESDs that were more or less in default of the statute come forward with their financials and having them in place. We got another $500,000 reported, taking us from $2.2 million reported down to $1.6 million today. And what we have left are 2 ESDs that make up that total amount. The statute gives us the ability, the one unique time when we can order the auditor to do forensic audits or whatever you want to call them is in this circumstance. And before us today, that's what we have at this time. We have communicated for a number of years about this information coming in, and it is solely the responsibility of Commissioners Court when it comes to holding these financial statutes up. So that's what we're asking for here today, is taking that next step to ensure the financial transparency of property taxes that are collected in our name. Be happy to answer any questions that you may have. We have 2 orders, one for ESD 2, one for ESD 5.
Will this be done in-house?
In this particular case, when we make the order, it then goes to the county auditor. She can do it in-house, or she can bring outside resources in. Ms. Monk?
We will be bringing outside resources.
Okay.
This is a statutory requirement. You know, it's not a Henderson County rule. It's state law about the financials. Any comments or
It's like
questions?
ESD2, they've got to be audited for 21, 22, and 23 years.
Yes, sir. Both of these, 21, 22, 23, are the years that are in question and have been notified. The ESDs have been notified over the years for these financials.
Or both of these had to file the full audit that's over the 250,000.
In this case, we have the authority to direct the auditor to conduct an audit, full audit. What you're speaking of is the financials and sworn affidavits accompanying their financials. That is an option for ESDs that are under the $250,000 threshold and do not have bonded debt. In this particular action here, sworn financial statements is not what the court is authorized to ask for. It is ordering a full audit.
Went beyond that point, so.
Yes.
Have a full audit, whether
Yes.
they were exempt from it or not.
Correct. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion on the two orders we have before us.
I'd like to make a motion for the county auditor to perform audits on ESD 2 and ESD 5.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner Spivey.
And that'd be for years 21, 22, and 23.
To order the county auditor to perform audits and issue reports for Emergency District Number 2 and Number 5 pursuant to Health and Safety Code, Chapter 775.082 for the fiscal years of 2021, 2022, and 2023. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you, Court. Item 11, consider and take action to set a public hearing for May 20th, 2020. Oh, excuse me, I skipped one. Item 10, consider and take action to appoint Johnny Green to the Emergency Service District Number 5 Board of Directors to complete unexpired term ending December 31, 2025. Commissioner?
Yes, this is a new member to the ESD Number 5 Board of Directors. Mr. Green will be finishing out the term of Jim Pallady, which expires December 31st, 2025. And you have backup on him.
Court, questions? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
I move to appoint Johnny Green to ESD 5 Board of Directors to finish out the term of Jim Pallady ending December 31st, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCann, and seconded by Commissioner Tootley to appoint Johnny Green to the Emergency Service District Number 5 Board of Directors to complete unexpired term ending December 31 of 2025. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item 11, consider and take action to set a public hearing for May 20th, 2025, to close approximately 475 feet of County Road 3919 located in Precinct 3. Commissioner?
Yes, this was brought forward to me by Rick Davis. He has bought the property on each side of 3919. When you go down that road, it goes down to an area and then makes a loop. And he wants to close off a part of that loop that's all in his property. It will not have a hindrance on any of the other property owners getting to their property or anything else. It's a piece of road that we have very rarely maintained. And it's just because he owns both sides of the whole road, not just part of it, but all of it. And he just wants to close that 475-foot section where he can put a fence up through there.
Court, questions? Entertain a motion.
I move to set a public hearing on May the 20th for closing a 475-foot section of County Road 3919. 9:10.
Okay.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the setting of a public hearing for May 20th, 2025 at 9:10 to close approximately 575 feet of County Road 3919. Is there any
475 feet.
475 feet. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Item 12 is consider and take action on the award for the fiscal year 2025 tobacco settlement. Ms. Vaughn.
Good morning, Court. This is for our participation in the tobacco settlement distribution. We were awarded $149,782.06. This is to offset money for indigent care for the county.
Court, questions? I wanted to, since we do still have UT in the room with us, I want to thank them for their participation in this program. If many of you don't know, we take the total funds expended by the county for indigent care and the I'm trying to remember the exact term that the hospital uses, unfunded care that is provided in the volume of millions of dollars by UT Health, and we present those numbers together, applied together. And upon the return of this award, we then split that on a pro rata share back to the hospital, and we thank them for their participation in that as well. So with that, Court, any questions? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the award for the 2025 tobacco settlement.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey and second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the award or the acceptance of the award for the 2025 tobacco settlement agreement. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Court.
Thank you. Item 13, consider and take action on participating entity service agreement with the statewide automated victim notification service agreement number 52025-SYZ-Henderson. Ms. Vaughn.
Good morning. So this is with the Attorney General. This is for our statewide automated victim notification services. It's something required by the state. If there's a victim of a crime, it allows them notifications regarding their offender. The state has switched software. Previously, it was through APRIS, and now it's going to be through, excuse me, might butcher this name, Silogist Gov Incorporated. So just in September, when the new contract or the older contract ends, the new contract will take over. County attorney has already looked over the contract. No issues found.
Court, questions? For the court's knowledge, there will be a follow-on agreement with, did you say Silogist?
Silogist?
The new
Gov?
vendor,
Yeah.
the new vendor that will be coming, will be forthcoming to us. Normally, for years, this has been a two-step process. We have the agreement, and then we have the other agreement with the actual vendor that the state has selected to operate this system. Any further questions or discussion? Entertain a motion with the judge's authorization to sign.
So move with the judge's authorization to sign.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner McCam to approve the participating entity service agreement for the statewide automated victim notification service agreement number 52025 Henderson with the judge's authorization to sign. All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Court.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 14 is receive financial reports. This time we have none. Item 15 is consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheets. Mr. Bynum.
Yes, Court, I've got the bi-weekly disbursement totals for bi-weekly number 7 and 8, if I need any approval on those.
Court, questions concerning the two bi-weekly payrolls that have been presented, 7 and 8? Hearing none, entertain a motion for both.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the payroll disbursements bi-weekly 7 and 8 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey and second by Commissioner Tooley to approve payroll distributions bi-weekly number 7 and 8 as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 16, consider and take action on submitted contracts. We have none. Item 17 is consider and take action on requests for right-of-way permits.
Precinct 2 and Precinct 3.
Commissioner Tooley?
Yes, Court. The first one I have is with Charter Spectrum, installing new fiber optic cable on County Road 2934, approximately 11658, County Road 2904, for 325 feet of aerial.
Court, questions? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
I'd like to approve the right-of-way utility line activity with Charter Spectrum for brand new fiber optic cable installation on County Road 2904 for 325 feet of aerial with the Commissioner's authorization to sign.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the right-of-way agreement with Charter Communications for the installation of new fiber optic cable on County Road 2904, equaling 325 feet of aerial installation with the Commissioner's authorization to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously, Commissioner.
The next one is with East Cedar Creek Freshwater Supply District, extending a 2-inch sewer line and sewer tap along Pleasant Trail at 210 Pleasant Trail and Leisureland subdivision. And this will be on the west side of Pleasant Trail from Sandy Shores Drive to Sandy Shores Drive. And Sandy Shores makes a loop around the lake and comes back into Pleasant Trail.
Questions for the Commissioner?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we approve the utility line activity for East Cedar Creek to install a 2-inch sewer line extension and a 2-inch sewer tap down Pleasant Trail, and the tap will be at 210 Pleasant Trail in the Leisureland subdivision with the Commissioner's authorization to sign.
Second.
Motion made by
Thank you, Commissioner Spivey.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the right-of-way agreement with East Cedar Creek Freshwater Supply District for the installation of 2-inch sewer line extension and 2-inch sewer tap along Pleasant Trail located in Precinct 2 with the Commissioner's authorization to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously.
Thanks, Board.
Commissioner McCann.
Yes, mine's from Bright Speed Communications. It's a total of 13,879 feet overhead on County Road 3300, 3420, 3424, 3600, 3604, 3610, 3611, and 3612.
Questions?
This all comes part of our agreement with Bright Speed on our servicing our constituents with high-speed internet.
Court, questions for the Commissioner? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the proposed utility line activity for Brightspeed Communications, 13,879 feet on those aforementioned roads, with the commissioner's signature to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCammon, second by Commissioner Richardson, to approve the right-of-way agreement with Brightspeed Communications for fiber optic installation of 13,879 feet along the aforementioned county roads with the commissioner's authorization to sign. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Item 18, consider and take action on submitted budget amendments, which we have none. Item 19, consider and take action on payment of bills. Ms. Carpenter.
Yes, sir, we have fiscal year 2025 in the amount of $414,392.15.
Commissioner Spivey, questions?
No questions, Judge.
Commissioner Tooley.
I have none.
Commissioner McCamp.
I had none.
Commissioner Richardson.
I have one. On our pest control, I know we're doing renovations out on the senior building, and I see there's a charge on there for pest control. Is that part of the contract, whether they do it or not, or do we know whether they're out there spraying with the workers?
Just an annual, it's a monthly,
Fee, whether we're having it done or not? Because I didn't know if they were doing anything out there since it's under construction. That was my question.
Any further comments or questions? Entertain the motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2025 bills in the amount of $414,393.15 as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the 2025 bills in the amount of $414,393.15 as presented. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Item 20, consider and take action on submitted plats. No plats today. Item 21 is open and consider bids. Mr. Torres.
Good morning. I have two bid packets this morning. The first one is fiscal year 2025 invitation for bid for the AC systems, and it's the AC system for the library, annex, and judicial building. The proposed dates are first ad this Saturday, May 3rd, second ad next Saturday, May 10th. We can either open the bid Tuesday, May 20th, or I believe we don't have court on the 27th, so we could push the opening to the 27th and bring it back to the next court date, the 3rd.
Court, questions concerning this?
I do. Do we not have a contract for all buildings for the ACs, or were there individual?
No, what this is replacement of units. This is not a maintenance. This is an actual replacing of a 5-ton condenser unit for the library, which will then complete the entire library AC upgrade that we've been working on the last 2 years, or 3 years. And then the judicial complex has, four units, and that will bring that building into completion. And then this building, this annex building, is a total of 9 units. We broke them up in this fashion because, quite honestly, how much money is it going to cost us? We do have that reserve fund that we have set aside in our contingency for these maintenance issues. If we are able to do that, that will bring all of our AC systems, except for a few scattered units, under a complete upgrade. That's trying to wrap this up. There's 2 or 3 units left on the jail that are older. They aren't as old as the ones that we replaced last year. Last year with that $3.2 million project. Well, this will begin to bring a completion to our HVAC updates. If it does come in for more funding than we have available in our contingency fund, then we've got it built so we can break it down and make it more manageable. Any other questions? Victoria's, the dates you offered up, are those here?
Yes, it should be
Okay.
in the email.
Court, can we get a motion on the HVAC scope that's before us?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and seconded by Commissioner McCam to approve the bid specifications and scope requirements for the 2025 HVAC bids. Any further discussion?
Do we need to make it for the date?
That's presented here in the package. Any further questions? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Mr. Torres?
I also have the fiscal year 2025 road material bids, the same dates. And I did realize now that I didn't include the vendor list, but it's the same vendor list that we've had the last couple of years. I believe there's maybe one or two new vendors that have reached out to me that I've never used before. But it should be pretty much the same vendor list that I'm sending it out to.
Court, questions? Discussion?
Do you have the list of people that you're sending this out to?
Yes, sir. I can get it to you right after court if you'd like.
Okay.
I usually include it in the email. I just realized I didn't. But yeah, I have it ready.
Maybe we'll get a CKD bid this year, or a Portland bid? Court, questions, comments? Entertain a motion.
So move to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the scope and bid specifications for the 2025 road materials bid as presented. Any further comments? All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Torres. Item 22, consider and take action to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to adjourn at 10:01. All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Thank you again for this.
Michael.